Co-production is about a different relationship between people who use services and the professionals at the front line who deliver them. It's about valuing a much broader range of experience, so combining lived experience with professional skills and expertise. We find when you do this, you get better outcomes for everybody. So I've been involved, and NEF has been involved in co-production for a long time now. Initially, we helped to introduce Timebanking into the UK and spent a long time documenting and understanding how and supporting that to work in practice. But increasingly, we recognise that Timebanking is just one way of doing co-production. So in recent times, we've been focused on the core principles or features of co-production and recognising and trying to document the various ways in which people are making that work in practice. So, for example, in South Australia, the family-by-family approach, which is supporting families with young children who are at risk of being taken into care, is using co-production by linking families together to support one another, using their lived experience, but also with additional coaching support from professionals to keep those children in their families and really support those families to thrive rather than just to survive. Because another part of our work at NEF, increasingly, initially our work was to encourage people to think about and understand co-production, but increasingly we're finding the language is being used where the depth of knowledge or the understanding of the quality of co-production isn't necessarily there. So increasingly we're looking to develop methods to help to assess the quality and depth of co-production, supporting citizens and people providing services to audit the work that they're doing and understand how they could improve their co-production practice. And in recent years, we've also been working hard with commissioners of public services to help them to understand how they can create an environment that enables co-production to take place and what they can do in their commissioning practice to make co-production a more common feature in everyday public services. I think the thing that makes me most excited about co-production is seeing the impact it has on people. And my personal experience of co-production is as a mother. Last year I lived in Toronto for a year in Canada, and I was part of a childcare co-op where a group of parents came together and employed a couple of qualified childcare professionals, and we worked collectively to look after our children and provide a daycare setting where parents did shifts alongside professionals. We did it at half the cost of a traditional private service, but also we benefited hugely in connecting to other parents and working alongside professionals to help me really to improve my own parenting practice. So that's one of the things I personally have enjoyed the most about co-production. I think at NEF we have played and continue to play a really important role in connecting the theory and the academic practice around co-production with practitioners on the ground and increasingly trying to support practitioners to shape policy and practice going forward. So Timebanking is a really effective method to support co-production, partly from its origins, where it was originally created by Edgar Kahn, who has also played a really strong role in developing the theory of co-production. There's a caution that some Timebanking isn't explicitly about co-production, and it's important that people continue to focus on how Timebanking as a method can support this idea of co-production. But it's also important to recognise there are lots of other ways that co-production can take place as well. But ultimately, within Timebanking, the strength of developing people's personal capabilities, supporting them to recognise that they have assets that are valuable to other people, and investing in new relationships and new networks with other people within their community are absolutely key principles to co-production. I think personally co-production can work anywhere. It's a really generic approach, it's just a way of doing things, and really the point of co-production is it's a brilliant method to support people to improve their own well-being and their community's well-being. What we're finding is talking about it in a generic way is really powerful, but also sometimes challenging for people within particular service settings who want to see something that's more directly relevant to the work that they do. But similarly, in terms of which countries and which places, where there's community, where there's people with skills and abilities, co-production is possible. From a new economics perspective, I'm conscious that lots of my colleagues have also been over to Northern Ireland in recent months, talking both about economic inequality, the importance of measuring well-being, and broader sustainability issues. And so we're really excited to see that there are great developments going on in Northern Ireland. We're really keen to help support that in any way we can.